John Stuart Mill, the 19th century English political philosopher, stands as one of history's most ardent champions of individual liberty. In his essay, On Liberty, Mill crafted a powerful defense of freedom of speech, an argument that continues to resonate within contemporary debates regarding censorship and the limits of expression. So, Matt, are you ready to discuss Mill's belief in progress through the unfettered exchange of ideas?
Sure, but sometimes I think some of you humans like your ideas fettered. For example, if I say something like this on YouTube.
Shh! Don't go there, Matt. Let's just discuss Mill's ideas on free speech.
Okay, I'll stay fettered for you now and save that comment for the end. Mill argued that suppressing opinions, even those deemed false or harmful, constitutes a grave disservice to humanity. At the heart of his arguments for freedom of speech lie what's been termed the Trident argument. The first prong of the Trident is that the suppressed opinion might be true. Censoring an idea, however outlandish it may seem at the time, prevents the possibility of discovering that the commonly held view is, in fact, false, in whole or in part. Mill asserted that the suppression of ideas ultimately undermines society's ability to progress. The second is that even false opinions can contain a grain of truth. By suppressing a viewpoint, society loses the chance to re-examine its own beliefs and potentially arrive at a fuller understanding of the truth. In Mill's view, no single individual or institution holds a monopoly on truth. The third and final prong is that the truth will stagnate without challenge. Mill argued that even if a belief is entirely true, it would lose its vitality if unchallenged. Only through debate and dissent can the meaning and implications of truth be continuously rediscovered and made relevant to changing times. To censor an idea, he suggested, is to assume infallibility, an arrogance that denies the possibility that a suppressed opinion may hold a grain of truth or expose a flaw in prevailing beliefs.
How did Mill defend his ideas?
To illustrate this point, Mill cited historical examples such as Socrates and Galileo, where the suppression of heretical ideas ultimately hindered the advancement of knowledge. History, he reminds us, is replete with examples of cherished notions that were ultimately proven false. To censor an opinion is to assume an impossible level of certainty, thereby denying society the possibility of rectifying its own flawed beliefs.
So, how did Mill suggest we work towards avoiding this fallibility?
Mill thought that the best way was the discovery of truth through discourse. He believed that truth has a greater chance of prevailing not through silencing dissent, but through its contest with falsehood. Suppressing a view regardless of its perceived value deprives society the opportunity to sharpen its understanding of the truth through rigorous debate and examination. Mill believed that it is in the crucible of open discourse where truth reveals its strength.
But what if an opinion isn't truthful or misleading in some way? What then?
Even if an opinion contains only a fragment of truth, Mill argued that it holds value. Partial truths, when debated, can lead to a more comprehensive understanding of complex issues. Furthermore, he believed that even long-held truths can become mere dogma if not consistently challenged. Only through the clash of opposing viewpoints can ideas retain their vitality and meaning.
What did Mill think would happen if a society denied this freedom of expression?
As Mill saw it, the freedom of expression is inextricably linked to individual development and sovereignty. A society that denies individuals the right to form and articulate their own beliefs risks fostering intellectual complacency and conformity. Mill insisted that the ability to confront, debate, and even be offended by varied viewpoints is essential for developing the critical thinking faculties that define a well-informed and self-governing citizenry. One of Mill's most enduring metaphors is the marketplace of ideas. He held the conviction that in an open and free exchange of viewpoints, truth would ultimately prevail through its own convincing power. Falsehoods and harmful doctrines, he believed, would be exposed and rejected in the clash of competing ideas.
But Matt, what if these ideas are genuinely harmful? What did Mill suggest in that situation?
Mill built his ideas around a central concept, the harm principle. This principle suggests that the only legitimate reason for restricting an individual's liberty is to prevent harm to others. Mill believed deeply that suppressing an individual's expression of ideas or opinions did not meet this standard of harm, and hence could never be justified.
I'll wager that many contemporary governments, even Western democracies, don't believe in this standard.
You have a good point there, John. Mill's trust in free and open debate rested on a deep conviction in the ability of the rational individual to engage with ideas and discern for themselves. However, this ideal carries certain assumptions, which have led to challenges of Mill's theory by some critics, including some who hold political power.
I guess we should present some of these, just to be fair.
Critics argue that Mill's model assumes an overly optimistic view of human rationality. In reality, individuals are not always purely rational and honest when debating. People's beliefs and opinions are more often influenced by emotions, biases, and identity instead of logic and critical thinking. The prevalence of misinformation and the automatic rejection of opposing ideas by significant portions of society challenge Mill's assumption of an informed and reasoned public debate.
Or are they just calling heretical ideas they don't agree with misinformation?
Don't worry, John. You'll like these next criticisms even better. Some critics contend that the marketplace of ideas doesn't account for vastly unequal power structures. Some individuals or groups have more resources and influence to dominate the marketplace. Marginalized voices may be drowned out or dismissed, preventing a truly open exchange. Along the same line of thought, Mill focused on preventing physical harm, but many argue that speech can cause serious psychological harm or perpetuate systemic oppression. Critics question how this harm fits into the marketplace model.
So much for sticks and stones, right, Matt?
Of course, a lot of this modern view has been driven by the rise of social media you humans love so much. Some think that it has amplified the challenge of false information and made it harder to ensure truth will win out in the marketplace of ideas. They feel that it highlights the need for more sophisticated approaches to address this issue.
So, in other words, good old-fashioned censorship with a modern twist.
Sounds like you're getting ready to rant, John. Go for it!
Despite some challenges, John Stuart Mill's ardent defense of free speech remains a compelling and influential idea. His arguments helped shape the very foundations of modern democracies by emphasizing the fundamental right of individuals to express themselves without undue government interference, either directly or indirectly. While debates surrounding the limits of free speech continue to evolve, Mill's work serves as a constant reminder of the intrinsic value of dissent and the vital importance of an open forum for the pursuit of truth. As I like to say, long live freedom and damn the ideologies.
Well ranted, John. Maybe our viewers can share ideas on free speech in the comments. And it would be really great if they subscribe to our channel and watch this recommended video next. That is right after I talk about this YouTube forbidden idea.